Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video on the F1 2016 live career mode. It is episode number 68. We're here in season 3 for the Chinese Grand Prix and it really didn't go well for us in qualifying. If you've not seen that video, go and check it out and see what happened. But basically in a short sentence, Pascal Wehrlein is basically a knob. He slowed down dramatically as we were on our outlap and smashed us off. We got a 5 grid penalty for some bizarre reason. And it should be quite interesting to see how that goes on. So we're anyway for the Chinese Grand Prix, and we are going to do the last to first challenge, as because of all the penalties and all that, we are starting last on the grid for this race. So without further ado, let's see what our agent has to say first of our expectations for the race, and then we're just going to quickly look at the standings and our upgrades to see what we've got. So first, let's see what the agent has to say.
I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
So we're going to finish 7th or higher. Pretty interesting. Beat Max Verstappen, which may be a bit difficult, and obviously stay 4th or high in the championship, which I think that would be quite interesting to do. So on there, so quite a tough challenge to do, but we're going to give it our best shot. Last to first. You guys know I love doing them, and we'll see how we get on. We have got quite a lot of resource points. As you can see, we've got nearly 1,000. We basically got over 10,050 resource points on there. We will be doing the engine crankshaft upgrade at the end of the episode, which is going to be nice. Our first of 2 upgrades we're going to be focusing on the engine. Then we're going to be working on either the fuel, chassis, or drag upgrade in the next few episodes, if we can, on there. So without further ado, we're going to look quickly at the standings. 2 for 2 in the first 2 races, 2 victories, and Max Verstappen also 2 for 2 for second places, and utterly dominates the Constructors' Championship there by 59 points, as you can see, to the rest of the field. So we are already dominating this championship after 2 races, but we'll see how this race will go, as it is now time for the race for the Chinese Grand Prix. Can we go from last to first in this one? It will be a tough ask, but we'll see how we can get on in this race. Without further ado, it is race time. Let's do this.
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well. 20,000 horsepower, give or take, chomping at the bit to be unleashed for the Chinese Grand Prix. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill and a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. I won't be commentating alone today, of course. Nope, I have the honour to share this commentary box with none other than Anthony Davidson. And you and I were talking earlier today about how tight that midfield battle is compared to the last couple of years. Why do you think that is?
Well, I suppose the main reason is simply stability in the regulations. Look at what we had towards the end of the V8 era. In 2012, we had 7 winners in 7 races. And we talk about the dominance of Red Bull at that time, but their advantage was rarely more than 2 or 3 tenths of a second. And we've had this current formula now for a couple of years, and that serves to solve any teething troubles with reliability. And let's not forget that these cars are more technical than ever before, so it was always going to take a bit of time for those gaps to come down.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg will start his silver arrow from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Bottas, Perez, Button, Hülkenberg and Daniel Kvyat, Alonso, Gutierrez, Carlos Sainz and Grosjean, Ericsson, Wehrlein, Rio Haryanto and Felipe Massa, Magnussen and Palmer, Felipe Nasser and a Red Bull rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Well, that was a kind of bizarre qualifying grid spot there, I have to say, on there. So it must have rained in the last part of qualifying if that happened. Very bizarre grid, I've got to say. A Mercedes 1-2 and a Ferrari 3-4. Very weird to see that. But you're on the grid then for the Chinese Grand Prix. And as you can see, we've got a two-stop strategy according to the game. So that'll be quite interesting to see if we can do that. Very nice. We have got a fresh set of soft tyres, which is going to be nice for us on there, as we never used them in Q2, thankfully, as we didn't get through, of course. The setup I'm going to be running, guys, is on your screen right now, and it is one that I've used for Season 2. Not really changed anything at the minute on there for setups, really, with the Red Bull. Just sticking with what I've gone for Season 2 on there. And I did say I was going to do a setup video, but I kind of forgot. But I've got no video editing software at the minute because I had to do a reinstall of Windows and they don't have the link anymore. So if any of you got any links to any video editing stuff, then let me know in the comments below. And also, guys, if anyone knows of anyone that mods the game in terms of liveries and team names and all that, let me know in the comments below or tweet me, because I really would like someone to help me with a mod that I would like to bring in for Season 4. And some of you may know where I'm going with this. So I'll let you guys wait and see. No formation lap, as it takes a while, and I can't really be bothered for waiting that long, as a lot of you did say I should scrap it, and I have scrapped it for you guys, just to get straight into the action. So, it is a last to first challenge. So this is going to be the first of maybe a couple of this series if we do poor in quality, as you may have seen already. So, let's head to the grid. On the soft tyre, here we go. It's the Chinese Grand Prix, and it is lights out, away we go here in China, and it's a good start from us there on the very poor line, I've got to say, but just the speed is just so bad, and I'm looking forward to the engine upgrade at the end of this race for Russia. So it's going to be quite tricky. We're going to go down the inside. There's a door open there. Actually, everyone's checking up, and we're already up to 14th place, 15th place actually, with the man who knocked us out of qualifying, Pascal Wehrlein, by checking us up. I hope he doesn't check up here. Nope, he doesn't. It's very nice, actually, as we're going to try and get him into the inside. Both Toro Rossos down the pecking order, I've got to say, in 13th, and, well, we was 13th, and 12th. So I'm very surprised to see that, actually, from Toro Rosso, who are, as you well remember, are the fastest team on the grid right now, and they're down the field, the pecking order. I'm really shocked to see that, but we're around the outside of Kvyat, who replaced us at Toro Rosso, regaining his seat back, which is always nice to see for anyone. And off the exit we go, and down we go towards the second snail part of the lap, snail section I would say. In 12th place we've got Kvyat behind on the super softs, Gutierrez, Alonso on the soft, well, I don't know if he's on the softs actually, but Gutierrez is on the soft tyre, and I think we're the last of the, well, basically the second of the soft tyre runners. I'm not sure if any of the top 10 qualified on the super soft or the soft, but our straight line speed is just shocking. Something we have to take away for the time being, as we're just going to stay behind Gutierrez for the time being. But out in front, the Mercedes, the shock of qualifying, I've got to say, who are like the 5th fastest team, are currently leading the race, with Rosberg leading the way in this one. We're going to get a nice bit of slipstream from Gutierrez up to Rich Mix. We're going to try and make a bold move down into turn 1 here. Late move there, and Alonso's next on the soft tyre, and we go down the inside of him as well, as he's being held up by Hulkenberg, side by side with the Spaniard, but he is still on the inside, so we have to give him that room on the inside. Just running a little bit wide than I would have liked. Alonso nearly going into the side of us there, as we had to just twitch the car, but Alonso's at a poor exit. Down the inside we go, and we move up into the points already after 2 laps there, but Alonso is coming back at us here, so we've got to give him the room on that outside, and Alonso and me are side by side, but we get the better exit out of the corner, and we will go up to 10th place there, just running a little bit wide through this section, which I didn't really want to do. And Max Verstappen, I will say, is down, I think, in 5th place at the minute, so not going well for Red Bull here at China. So obviously with the straight line is going to be a bit of an issue with the DRS coming into play, but all these cars in front on the super softs are going to struggle for grip right now, and they're going to be pitting around about lap 3, lap 4 from previous experiences around this track in the previous career modes we've done. So we're going to see how we go, as Alonso is going to be quite a big test with that Honda engine if that's improved dramatically right there. So down the inside, look at the speed we've got on Hulkenberg. Can't even get past him here. So we're going to have to try and make the bold move down the inside. Full lock on the steering wheel there. It's a little bit loose on the exit, and we're still side by side with Hulkenberg into the final corner. Going to try and hook it round the outside. Very clean move that for myself. And we are through past Hulkenberg. And we move up to 9th place as Gutierrez there in the Haas, absolutely out of nowhere, like a bullet, coming down the outside of Alonso into turn 1, and he's up into 11th place. We nearly go off the track there, just a little lock-up, but we are fine on there. And another lock-up, shifting down second just to make the corner this time, like we didn't do on the last lap with Nando. Someone said cheeky Nando in the chat, which is reminding me of something very nice and delicate, of a delicacy that I love in England, called Nando's, which is very nice. So I think Fernando Alonso's had a cheeky Nando's, I think, on there. So enough of the cheeky Nando's references. Got a beautiful run here on Perez. Lovely bit of slipstream on the Mexican, who I think his tyres are off the cliff right now as I'm right on the back of him here. Just going to back it off nice and easy. Try and save some tyre wear on the rear tyres. I'm looking at the tyre wear. 12% already after 3 laps is quite worrying, but just avoid the super soft tyres because it just saves us an extra pit stop. I think some of these guys will have to do 3 stops here. I've got a feeling. But we'll wait and see what Jeff has in store for us in terms of strategies today. And I think we'll get DRS on Perez, who's got DRS on Button, who has DRS on Bottas, and Button's just got nowhere to go. So I'm backing out of this just to make sure there's no contact. Button's trying to go on the inside of Bottas, but just can't get done. But Perez up to 6th place, and he's side by side with on there as Perez nearly makes contact with Bottas coming into the pit lane. Was Bottas and Button, so that's quite close. But we're up to P6 as Hamilton's into the pits as well. So quite an interesting call from Mercedes actually to call Hamilton in before Rosberg. At this point we've got Carlos Sainz behind in 7th as Max Verstappen's still out there on track, who's now up to 3rd, who are making their pit stops. So we get a nice run right now on Sergio Perez, and can we make a move here? No, we can't. Get right up to the back of that rear wing of the Force India, who's actually dropped down the pecking order, I've got to say. The team are second bottom, I think. Oh, and we've made contact with Perez, who broke a little bit early than I expected, obviously, on there. So hopefully this doesn't affect grip. Downforce on the front right side of the car, but we'll wait and see. But not what I wanted there, but we make the move on Perez, who is absolutely struggling right now, and he's braking way too early for the corners there, so I don't know why the AI were doing that. Well, Perez's AI was doing that, so it's a bit weird, but we take away with it. Next up for us is Sebastian Vettel, so I'm going to guess Raikkonen's up to 2nd place right now. And it was just the same as Pascal Wehrlein there, same thing. But we're up to 5th place, so it's a great comeback this. We're already in the top 5 without any pit stops, or only 2 people in front of us pitting. But remember, we're going to try and do a 2-stopper here, just to help us with our... As Verstappen pits, Raikkonen's in the pits. I think Vettel's in the pits as well. This is not going to work out nicely for Ferrari, I've got to say. It's Raikkonen's still out actually, so... Rosberg, Vettel, and Vettel, Rosberg, and Verstappen, sorry, are in the pits right now. Are in the pits at the minute. So we're up to 2nd place, as we are the first of the soft runners now, which is fantastic for us. And we are now purple in the first sector now for the first time this race. So the damage isn't too bad at the minute, so we'll see how it goes for a few laps. And if it gets worse, then we will change the wing. If it's fine, then we'll just keep it on for the time being. Let's see how we get on there. So we've got 25% now, so we can go to maybe lap 10, possibly on these tyres, if possible, which will be quite nice actually. So we've got clear weather then for the race, of course, no rain expected. I went down to 1st gear there by accident, but we're up anyway by 1.2 seconds on our best lap so far, which is fine. So this little bit of damage not affecting us too much at the minute. So it's not particularly that bad at the minute. I think if it was in orange, we would definitely have to pit, I feel, for a new wing. It just doesn't want to work, but we're carrying on anyway. A little bit wide out the final corner, but Raikkonen's in the pit lane, so lap 5 is the longest the AI can go on the super softs. So I'll take that into consideration, but you are now leading the race. So we've got Sainz now in second, Alonso in P3. As we will take it nice and smoothly through this section. We just want to try and save these tyres as long as possible. Because what's even more surprising is, if I can get these to lap 10, why the need for the set? We can maybe try and get the mediums to maybe do one stop, but I don't think that's going to happen. Or maybe even do 2 softs and a super soft stint, possibly. All these ideas I've got in my head right now, but I don't think we can get as far as I would have liked. So we can maybe do a short stint on the medium tyre, possibly, is an idea that I've got all in my mind right now of possible situations that I could go for. I might even jump onto the mediums actually next pit stop. I don't really want to work on the mediums at the end of the race. Just do not like that tyre compound around here. Just doesn't want to work for me. Down the straight we go then. And we're comfortably ahead of the pack at the minute, so we'll wait and see. Obviously we've not made our first pit stop yet, and someone said in the chat that the Red Bull's OP at the minute in this season. Not really. It's just been bad strategy calls by a few of the teams. So we're going to start another lap. Sainz stays out, Alonso stays out of course. Setting really respectable low 40s at the minute, which I'm quite happy with. Trying to take as tight a line as possible through this part of the lap. Just short shifts up to 5th. 37% now on the tyres. I'll tell you what though, the tyre wear is not that bad actually on the soft tyres, so could there be a possibility of getting these tyres to the end of the race on one stint? Is a question I am willing to ask. I don't know if there's a thing with that strategy, if we can get these to last. I'm not sure if we can, but we'll wait and see what Jeff mentions about strategy. At the minute, they're not that bad, I've got to say. So the gap's now to 3.1 seconds, so we are pulling away from Sainz now, which is fantastic. Just got to keep pushing. Obviously the AI who started on the super softs will probably have to pit again, as Grosjean's got issues with his car now. One stop is kind of audacious, depending on how long these tyres can last. It would be quite amazing if I could pull it off, but I highly doubt that I can. Got to keep an eye on the tyres though. Maybe gonna try and push for lap 10 if I can. Doing pretty well so far, I've got to say. Fantastic job on these tyres. If we get to lap 10, I will be very impressed. Short shift at the 5th again as always. Drop it to standard now. Go into the slow hairpin, or sort of hairpin. Gap still 3.1 seconds. Hold these on. Short shift at the 5th. Save the rear degradation right now. Just a little bit wide. Still gained a 10th though on Carlos Sainz, who was absolutely smashing it in qualifying, I have to say. I think it was the fastest in Q1 when we got knocked out. 50% now on the tyres. We're going to try and go for another lap. See if Carlos Sainz pits. I think I'm just braking way too early for the corner. We'll wait and see though. I'm going to continue on just a little bit late on the corner there. So I can see that Sainz is in the pits, Alonso's in the pits. We're going to go for one more lap and then we'll pit. We'll see what tyres they're going to go on though, that's the next question. Gutierrez leads the...
So the gap to our teammate is
a little bit wide.
0.3 seconds.
Massa now. So we need to see what tyres they're going to go on, of course. But we're just saving some tyre wear right now, 44%. Saving that little bit of fuel in this part of the lap. Not going to change the wing because I feel the wing is not that bad at the minute. Another scratch. If it goes to orange, then I am definitely going to pit for a new front wing. But for this one, we're not going to, and we're going to go onto the medium tyres. We're going to take a bit of a cheeky gamble here, as I would like to be on the faster tyre at the end of the race with the softs. So I'm going to go onto the mediums now. Try and get these to around about lap 20, 21. Carry on, but as I said, this isn't one of my favourite tracks, so anything in the points will do me nicely right now. And can we get another 1.7 pit stop that we saw last time out in Bahrain for like the majority of my pit stops, which was insane to see. So there's Massa and Gutierrez. So we'll make our way into the box. And Gutierrez does pit from second place. We're already in the pits. So can we get it? It's absolutely spot on there. They're changing my wings still, even though I pressed no. Cheers, guys. And I think we're going to get held up here by Gutierrez as well, hopefully. Nope, Verstappen's in the pits as well, surprisingly. Okay, that's interesting. Verstappen's in the pits. I wonder what tyres Verstappen's on. I'm interested, actually. And there is Hamilton and Perez. So interesting calls of strategy by the guys. We're going to go down the inside of Perez and Hamilton through the snail section, and we're up to P5 as Alonso is on another set of the soft tyres. So interesting calls here from a wide range of strategies here. As we've got Hamilton there, we've got Perez. Alonso's on the softs. Hamilton's on the same strategy as me on the mediums. So that's quite nice to see. A nice range of different strategies being called out by the team. So we're not far off the lead, but obviously the one last pit stop may come into play there. But Max Verstappen's early pit stop there is kind of a scratch at the head moment there, if he went on another set of the super softs. So we'll have to see if that will be the case. We're already on lap 10. Straight on the power. And we've already pulled away from Hamilton, who has the straight line speed with the Mercedes engine, but the corners just doesn't have us on there. So Vettel now, I think, has taken the lead of the race. We've hit 100 viewers on the stream. Thank you very much for that. Let's try and hit 200 next if we can. That would be fantastic if we could do that. As we've got Sebastian Vettel leading the way then on those medium tyres. As a lot of people are in the pit lane there. A flock of them just come in. But 5th place is not bad actually for me at the minute. I'm just surprised at Max Verstappen's pit strategy he's going for here. He's definitely on a 3 stop or even a 4 stop. That would be quite interesting. Interesting call there from Christian Horner. Very interesting call. Saved quite enough of fuel now, so we're going to just stay in standard for a little bit and use Rich on the straights to avoid Hamilton passing us. With a nice wing, oh, so nice that The wing does help a little bit, but I just felt nice, really, with the grip on there. But we'll see how these mediums go for. It will get cloudy near the end of the race, as we saw. There is a bit of cloud cover just starting to emerge on the top of the screen, just above the soft tyre thing, as you can see there, but we're already purple. There's a plane in the background, which is not realistic, because there's no planes near this track, or airports. I've never seen a plane flying over. So realistic there from Cody's, I have to say. On there, so we've got a battle going on for third, I think it is. Palmer was third, and oh my god, what is going on there? Palmer being very aggressive on Alonso, but I think Alonso is going to get the move done. And I think there's been a bit of contact as well between Palmer and Alonso, but Alonso up to 4th place he goes, so very good move there from Alonso, but aggressive from Jody and Palmer. But showing Renault, even with their massive load of upgrades they've put to this race, looking pretty strong as we set the fastest lap of the race then, a 39.2 now on the medium tyre, so very good time there from us. So Verstappen's 21 seconds away. What is going on with Max Verstappen? He did this last season, he did pretty well to start off with and then just fell off in terms of pace. So I'm quite surprised there. Now we're into the run of Palmer, who I think has started on the medium tyres, so I think his tyres are starting to fall off the cliff here. Right now, Hamilton's still with us though, I think. Where's Hamilton gone? Hamilton's gone backwards. I don't know what's happened to him, but he was 8 tenths behind at the second time and then just went completely backwards. We're going to get a little bit of dirty air from Palmer, who's struggling on his tyres. We're going to try and go on the outside of our fellow Englishman, and we get the move done, and we're up to 4th place there. Next up is Fernando Alonso, who is on those soft tyres, and we'll be expecting a pit stop very soon on there. As you can just see Sebastian Vettel just ahead of us there, as we just go a little bit late into the corner there, and we just about made it, but Palmer's right in the back of us, and that will mean one thing down the straight: we're going to have to defend from Jody and Palmer and a Renault, which is a Works Renault team. Just go look at the speed of Palmer. I'm just going to stay to the right here, just show the speed of that Renault engine. Look at the straight line he's got there, Palmer, but I don't think he's going to get me. And we're just going to hold the inside, which we've done very nicely, and we hold on just ahead of Palmer. Hamilton's going backwards. I don't know if he's got any issues with his car or not, but very surprised to see Hamilton falling off there. Sainz leads the race, I think, on the soft tyre, who I think he got past Sebastian Vettel. So very good there from Sainz. So I think he's going to go on to the mediums next. And I think Vettel's going to go on to the soft tyre for his next pit stop. Or if he's doing a 2-stop, I would probably recommend him softs and super softs, but we'll see how he goes. It's his decision, of course. And another lock-up then into the corner as we go purple in the first sector. Just running a little bit wide than we would have liked, but we're only 1 position off the podium, so this has been a very good strategy call by the team. This is to do our 2-stop strategy on the soft, starting on the soft tyre. Very good call. A little bit wide. Oh, a little bit wide. A little bit of grass on the tyres there, and our first time making a big mistake there with our tyres. So we may have a little bit of an issue with the brakes that we need to be worried, we need to be concerned about at this point. We have got a bit of grass on the tyres. We're going to do a little bit of Ken Block drifting through the sail section, which was kind of cool right now. 9th win in a row is not happening, lads, at the minute. I think Vettel's the only man I've got to be thinking about here if I'm going to win this race. Vettel's in the best position right now, unless Sainz decides to pull off a worldie of a strategy and just pull away from the pack, and maybe do what Goodest Gaming did in his career mode right now. So there's the top 3, all in sight on the map, which is good. As we're now at the halfway stage of this race, of the Chinese Grand Prix. 24% on the fronts, not too bad, I guess. So again, we go purple in the first sector there, as the gap's now down to 3 seconds to Fernando Alonso in the McLaren. I think it's going to be starting to feel a little bit of loss of grip now on those soft tyres, I feel. wait and see. Oh my god, a little bit wide than I would have liked at the minute. Purple again, we're now getting half a second on Alonso, so we're just losing the back end a little bit, being very aggressive. Now we're going to push, push, push. We need to get past Vettel in all this, if I'm honest. Stand any chance of winning this one, but there's been a very good strategy call, this has been, so far. So we'll see how we get on with this. Vettel there, just coming round the hairpin. Very well at the minute, very strong. The gap now is down to 2 point something. It is now 2.2 as we set the fastest lap then of 38.7 right now. So we are pushing like mad right now. Getting the call from Christian to hurry up. So we've got to try and get past at least Sebastian Vettel. Sainz is pulling away a little bit on Sebastian Vettel right now, which is alright I guess so far, but it's been pretty good, I've got to say, from ourselves. Apart from that corner there. Brake well too late for the corner. And I would have liked Hamilton 4 seconds behind. Don't think about Lewis Hamilton. There's Verstappen right at the back of the field. No idea why he's on that strategy, but it's his opinion, it's his choice. Of course. Oh, hello, what's this from Jeff? Have a look at what Jeff's strategy is. I'm very intrigued to know what this is. Oh, it's time to pit on lap 18. Okay, we'll do that then. If Jeff's telling me to pit on lap 18, we'll pit on lap 18. I love the clock thing you're putting in the chat right now, guys. Into the hairpin once again. Going to be pitting in about 3 laps time onto the softs for the final pit stop. Running a little bit wide as we come across the line. So Jeff thinks it's a wise decision to pit a bit earlier than lap 20. I'll take his word for it. It'll be 11 laps on those softs. It'll be a tough ask, but worth a try. But we'll give it our best shot, of course. Tanky there. I know Vettel will be on the softs, I think, on his last pit stop, so we've got to get a move on right now. A little bit of a tank slapper again. Come back on the power then, down the straight. What's our tyre, our fuel looking like? 0.7 of a lap, not too bad. Do not listen to Jeff. That seems legit. I don't know why. It might just be the temperatures of the track, I have no idea, but according to the game, I think it's the best strategy call. Might just be the best race tyre, maybe the medium, the soft tyre. So everyone's coming in front of me. Alonso's in, Vettel's in. Who else is in? Sainz is in as well, so everyone's in the pits. We will continue on to lead this race, and I think they're going to go on the mediums, I think, to the end of the race. I think Vettel is on the softs. Sainz is on the medium, so he's going to the end of the race on those. For definite. Raikkonen's come through. I think Gutierrez as well, up to second. Raikkonen's on the softs. So they'll have to go again. So this is going to be quite interesting actually now. There's Verstappen now. Verstappen's on the mediums as well, so I think he's going to be coming in on lap 20. Got at least a 10-second gap to Esteban Gutierrez now, who's a 10th just ahead of Raikkonen actually, so Raikkonen's on the charge. There he is on the map. Behind him though, we've got a nice little cheeky gap, so we're going to probably slot in there, I would say. Oh, little tank stopper there.
Okay, the gap behind is 12.5 seconds.
We'll come through once again. What's the gap then? 12 seconds now to Raikkonen. Raikkonen has got past Gutierrez. It's a little bit. It's very quiet now on track, I've got to say, with everyone that far back. I think Raikkonen and co are going to be pitting. Raikkonen and Gutierrez, I think. Yep, Raikkonen's got past Sainz. Vettel also on another set of mediums, surprisingly. That's quite an interesting call there. Max Verstappen's in the pits. Got maybe his final pit stop, but we've got nearly a pit stop lead over Sainz.
Power output will be less than optimal.
So I've just got to keep going now on these mediums. Might try and hold them out till lap 20 if I can. I'm going to disobey Jeff's orders.
Max is coming to the pits. Max in the pits now.
So I'm going to disobey his order and pit next lap. Because I think 9 laps was when after lap 9 I pitted, I think it was.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
So we'll stay out for one more lap and hope this works. But we will lose the lead of the race, of course, to Sainz and Vettel unless we pull a very good lap time off here. A very good in-lap. I think we're just going to be just under Vettel and Sainz. We're going to be obviously behind Vettel, but I want to be quite close to him. It's going to be quite close actually, but we'll see what we can do.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
We're going to go for one more lap then. Tyres are starting to fall off the cliff a little bit, these mediums. I'm just going to absolutely floor it now on Rich Mix till the pits. The gap is still 16.7 seconds to Sainz and 2 and a bit off Vettel, so the gap's about 19 seconds. So I'm going to fit in somewhere in 4th or 3rd place, I feel. So we'll see when that comes around, of course.
Low chance of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
We'll make our way to our box for the final time then in this race. Short shift now as we're going to go on to the straight then. I think we're going to lap 23. We could maybe stay out a little bit longer maybe, I don't know. One thing I will say though, we could maybe go on the super softs because Raikkonen pit on lap 5 on used super softs, so
Okay,
it's making me think.
Rosberg, they're slowing down.
Oh, Rosberg's got issues with the car. So maybe if we stay out for another 2 laps, we could maybe go on to super softs, a fresh set of super softs, and go to the end of the race, which could maybe get us comfortably to the end of the race if I'm setting comfortable high 38s. And Sainz is not catching me up just yet, as our tyres are not falling off the cliff just yet. So this could work in our favour actually. On strategy call here, and tyre management is going to be the massive key factors here. Because there is Sainz. So Toro Rosso finally showing their true pace here. I'm going to maybe stay out for another lap here and go on to the super softs. I just feel the pace is just fantastic right now. Not losing too much grip. I'm starting to feel it, but not serious enough to switch to different strategies, to the mediums for example. So we're coming up then to 7 to go, as we have got the fuel light now coming on, so I'm not really bothered about that at the minute. I'm just absolutely trying to floor it, trying to get enough of a gap to not lose too much. The pace I'm very happy with. Just this car is absolutely beautiful to drive in race pace compared to the Toro Rosso. This is probably one of the best cars I've driven for handling in the race. Apart from McLaren obviously online, but taking a very nice 38 once again. We've got the super softs ready for us. We've gone very well in this race, I have to say. And still setting good sector times. I've got to say I'm shocked at the minute, but just got to try and harvest these tyres as long as possible. Vettel's catching up to Sainz, and Alonso, I think using P4, is catching up to Vettel, so they're going to have a nice little squabble between them. Just hopefully we can get into a very nice position, but I don't think how this is going to go for us, but back against it out again. And onto the straight we go again. Down with the straight we go. We're going to make one more pit stop, lads. I'm going to do that next lap. Not this time. Next lap we will make our pit stop. There's enough. Why is there a plane coming across the pitch? Well, must have gone over the pitch straight. I'm sure that's not right. Good to see you, Goodis, anyway, mate. I've just seen you there. I don't win every race. This was pot luck, really, with strategy call. And there's a glitch on the game as well, which I've discovered thanks to one of the AOR guys on the Xbox One side, that if you start on a harder tyre, the rest of the tyres that you put on in the race will last even longer than starting on like the softer tyres, which is a nice, you know. If you've not seen the video, I will tweet it out, I think, at the end of the stream. But if you start on a harder tyre, the rest of your tyres, as Raikkonen is out of the race again. So Raikkonen having a very poor season. 2 retirements in 3 races. Not good, mate. Not good, Kimmy. Don't know what's happened to him, though. And he's actually parked it on the last corner, so maybe a safety car would be nice. We work up very nice. Trolls coming under the bridges. I get it all the time, so.
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new
What's Jeff got for me now?
Got that confirmed.
No, we're going to the super soft, mate. Gonna box this lap. Safety car, please. Dancing Seb. Yep, lots of dancing Sebs. We're going to go into the pits then. After a very impressive stint on the medium tyres, I've got to say.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
That's Raikkonen's car. So in the box we go for the final time. Onto the super soft tyres. And here we go. A safety car would be ideal, it would. Even a virtual safety car would be nice, but in we go. And for the first time, the boys have done a very poor pit stop here. 2.7 from the guys. Not that good, if I'm honest. I'm very disappointed with them, the team there. As we will lose the lead, of course, but we only lost 2 positions from that, so we're only just behind Sebastian Vettel right now. Just checking the tyres. We've already got 1% on the tyre already. So now is the time we've got to push now. Get past these 2 drivers and absolutely preserve the tyres. I'm just going to save a little bit in the middle sector for the time being, because it is the most aggressive on the tyre wear. We need to start saving fuel as well. That's what I'm doing behind Vettel, just saving it a little bit. And we're already out of the fuel thing, but I'm just going to take it nice and carefully to start off with on this out lap. Save a little bit of tyre wear, and then once we'll go into a full attack mode on the back straight where the DRS is on Seb. So we're just going to just keep it cool. Play it nice and sweet. Like I said, the grungling sound of the Honda engine behind in the background of my headphones. Right, we're going to attack now on Vettel. Let's push, push, push. Blue flags now, blue flags Seb. A blue car's coming through. There we go. Past Vettel, just about actually. And we are through up to second place, and look who's ahead of us. Carlos Sainz is just there. And we get DRS actually, so that's fantastic. It's a little bit of a poor exit there from us. And no DRS. Where are the blue flags? So we've only got, what, 5 to go. Let's just hope these tyres get to the end now, guys. Get past Sainz and then just preserve the tyres to the end. Right now on the back of Sainz, here he comes. He's in our grasp now. We're trying to do the same thing we did to Sebastian Vettel. Tyres already at 10% on the fronts already. 11 actually on the right rear, right front actually. Got a little bit of dirty air though from Sainz's rear. Down the straight, this should be a comfortable move on Sainz. For the lead of the race. Here we go. Try and tighten the corner so he can't get a switch back. We get it done, and we're now back in the lead of the race of the Chinese Grand Prix, and we won't get DRS, but Sainz will get some. So there's the flap. As we set the fastest lap again. So here comes Sainz. Trying to play it cool, don't run too wide, Ryan. Try and get it connected for the next corner. Just trying to look at that tyre wear. Just about get it done there. And we comfortably hold on to the lead of the race then, with only 4 laps to go. All it is now is managing these tyres right now. Managing the tyres is all we need to do. I've just lost 2% in one corner. That's madness. So don't count out Toro Rosso just yet of the win. You may get a puncher. You never know. Still a long way to go. These tyres quite burn off quite quickly. Got to play it safe on the softs, but I just felt why not on a fresh set. Might as well use them to our advantage. Got 18% on both the front tyres. And we've still got 4 and a bit laps to go, so you never know. Carlos is faster. Ryan, stay cool. I'm going to try and stay cool. But in the meantime, prepare the shoeies in the chat. The shoe emojis would be nice to see. When we cross the line, I want to see a lot of shoe emojis from you if we do this. Jeff's telling me to pit again.
Confirmed.
Don't know why Jeff's telling me to pit again, but we're going to ignore Jeff's orders. Oh, massive tank slapper out of that corner. No, this is Josie, park the bus. Nope. Sainz is apparently half a second behind. Okay, it's gone to 2 seconds. I just kind of got concerned there. Why it went up to 2.5 seconds right there. Oh, turning a little bit too early for the corner.
We shouldn't see any rain, but if a storm front does appear, then we'll let you know.
Just playing it so carefully right now on tyres. Thank you, Goddess. I just made you a moderator, Goddess, so welcome aboard to the team.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Welcome aboard. Goddess is one of those YouTubers that I wanted to add into the mods because he's a very nice chap. Very nice YouTuber, respect him massively. For only having 2,500 subscribers or what he's on. And the growth he's grown is ridiculous. So he's a fantastic YouTuber. So subscribe to him, guys. And yes, I did brake too early for the corners, I kind of knew that. Right, 2 to go then. And Science is still with me. So my tyres starting to fall off the cliff a little bit.
It seems they fixed whatever the problem was. They're coming back up to speed.
Oh, massive tank slapper out that corner. Massive tank slapper. The top 4 all in one line nearly. On the map, of course. One gap is 1.6 seconds right now. Go on, Ryan, stop making mistakes. Get these tyres to the end. Just short shifting right now. 150 viewers, thank you guys for the support. It's just ridiculous seeing how many of you are here tonight. Thank you very much. Good. Obviously try and do the double this season, of course.
2.3 seconds.
But it's fantastic that we've got 3 wins in a row, 3 wins in a row possibly. 2 of them are probably impressive drives, I've got to say. From like 17th in Australia to win on tyre strategy, and this is the same as well on tyre strategy. We're going to win this one. So tyres have been a massive factor in 2 of the wins. Bahrain was also, actually it was all 3 of them have been on tyre strategy, and good calls from Christian Horner, I have to say. So we're going to start then the final lap then of the Chinese Grand Prix, and we've got plenty of fuel. Gap's 2.8 seconds as well. Still, Science has a chance if we make a mistake. So into the final 2 sectors then of this race. Little lock up there, 36% on the front lefts now. Roughly the same on the right. Just short shifting it now, just trying to get this baby home to the end of the race. But it's been a fantastic drive from us here. From last on the grid, we got the strategy spot on. Changed it a little bit, going on to the super softs instead of the softs, but it's just worked out nicely for us. On there, had the moment with I think it was Perez who checked up a little bit. Obviously he was on worn tyres with the broken wing, but we weren't affected by that. Down the straight then for the final time, unless we get a bit of a blowout right now. We don't want that. We don't want to punch it out, that's not what we want. Coming then into the final 2 corners then. Got the fuel light flashing as well. I think we're fine on fuel. But we're coming into the final corner then. It's going to be 3 wins in a row in the season. Our 9th win in a row in the series. We win the Chinese Grand Prix and extend our lead in the championship. What a drive and what a win. Get in there, lads.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And as the adrenaline dies down after another eventful Grand Prix, here come the top 3 out onto the podium.
So there you are then. There's our car on the front, on top step of the podium. Got to give praise to Sainz as well for second place, picking up Toro Rosso's first podium of the season, showing off their car has got the pace. And also praise to Pascal Wehrlein there, you saw there in P6, another top job there from the German there, with Vettel there in P3. But let's hear from Crofty and Davidson about that race.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
For me, the Red Bull driver was the class of the field today. They
Cheers,
fought
Jeff.
so hard and
I
had
just said
incredible
Jeff.
pace at times. So I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull have extended their lead over the championship. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So here are the results then from the races. I kind of flopped the driver of the day moment there, saying cheers Jeff instead of cheers Anthony. We win only by 3.5 seconds, so we only just pulled off that strategy there. So massive, massive moment there from that. So tyres was the factor in this one, with Sainz in second, doing a very good tyre strategy from 13th on the grid to get seconds, impressive. Vettel in third, stays where he is. Alonso up from 11th in fourth, with Hamilton down to 5th. Pascal Wehrlein, I personally would have given him driver of the day if I'm honest, but P6 again, another strong performance from Manor. Max Verstappen, our teammate, down in 7th there from 5th, so very poor free stop there from the team at Red Bull. Whoever called that is going to get a massive slap over the head, I've got to say. Ria Haryanto, Lord Haryanto himself, in the points, guys. A massive praise for him. Let's get some hype in the chat for Haryanto in P8. Massive performance from him. From 17th as well. Massive improvement from Haryanto. Man, I look pretty strong now, which is good. Massa in 9th, and Jenson Button completes the top 10 from that. But Ria Haryanto, what a performance from him in 8th. On there with Raikkonen, the only man to retire from the race. So he's not done really well there. So a very AC strategy there, as what Reece Benjamin's just put in the chat. Very good strategy there for me. Which means 3 for 3, 75 points on the board for us. And now our gap is 33 points ahead of our teammate Max Verstappen, as Hamilton has closed the gap down to Verstappen to 9 points. So it looks like Mercedes is actually quite quick at the minute. So that's quite interesting. On there. Goodness, I don't think that's going to happen, mate. That's not going to happen. I can't do that. I could try in a video, but I could do it live as well, which would be quite good to see. In the Constructors, we're miles ahead now. 75 points is the gap between us and Ferrari, who are now to second. Mercedes dropped to third, but are 10 points ahead of McLaren, who jumped Williams. And Manor, the big Chargers at the minute, up to 6th place on 22 points, tied with Williams actually for P5. So that's massive for Manor. Toro Rosso have moved up as well. They're up to 7th, with Force India dropping down to 8th. And Haas, Sauber and Renault stay as they are in the standings there. But I'm going to end that episode off, guys. Thank you so much to everyone coming out for this race. And if you do want to see me do a 1-lap down challenge as recommended by Gullis, who is famous for that series, then let me know by slapping a like on this video and leaving a comment as well if you want me to do it. And I will take it into consideration, and I will do it live as well for you guys if you want to see that. It will be tough, but I will give it my best shot as well. But before we go, you guys know what's going to happen right now as we look at the rival update here, which is going to be quite comprehensively the victory for me. Look at that. Everything ticked on there. Definitely what we want. And it's now 11-7 to Max Verstappen to me. And this is going to be nice as well. We're going to be just below the purple there, which is definitely what we want on there. And Rakes, I haven't forgotten about you, mate. You did correctly predict the race, so congratulations to you. You did get the shout out there, so I haven't forgotten. I never forget, mate. On there. So before we go, guys, you know what's going to be happening right now. It is the upgrade that you guys suggested at the end of the Australian Grand Prix video. It is the power unit, the crankshaft engine power. There we go. Upgrade on, and we will go even closer to Toro Rosso, but we'll see if we close the gap even more in the next episode, guys, which will be out tomorrow, potentially, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have to wait and see. We have got the AOR tomorrow as well. At Baku, so if there is no career mode tomorrow, I'll let you guys know on Twitter, but the race tomorrow is the AOR PC split one at Baku, which will be interesting because it's Baku and you know what Baku's like on there. But the career mode will most definitely be back on Monday if it is not out tomorrow, And let me know, guys, in the comments below as well about this unique idea I've got planned for Season 4 if we win the Drivers and Constructors, because I'm going to do something of a Brawn GP independent team, staying with that independent team and growing them from the bottom tier, which is at Sauber at the minute as they are now, to the top of the championship. If you want to see that, guys, let me know in the comments below, and it will be live as well, as always. But until next time, guys, have a fantastic evening, whatever you're doing around the world or wherever you are in the daytime. And I will see you guys next time for another video on the channel, which will be tomorrow for either the AOR or Career Mode and AOR. So you'll have to wait and see. Until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys very soon for another video on the channel. Until then, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, guys, and have a good night.